I'll give you $1,000,000 if you heal me.
What happened next changed everything. It was a sunny Saturday afternoon. Eduardo had stopped at the park only because his luxury car had broken down. While the driver fixed it, Eduardo decided to take a walk through the park. Before he left, the driver, who had strong faith, said, "Sir, go with God." Eduardo scoffed. He hadn't believed in God since the accident. At 54 years old, he had become a bitter man. A stroke 5 years earlier had left him confined to a wheelchair. A real estate tycoon worth millions, he used his pain as an excuse to look down on others. "God doesn't exist," Eduardo replied coldly. "I only believe in myself." From a distance, the driver shouted back, "Have faith, sir. If God wants, he can heal you even today." Eduardo rolled himself toward the center of the park. That's when he noticed something unusual. A little girl was playing doctor, trying to save a small bird that looked lifeless in her hands. She was black, wore simple clothes, and had an unusually steady gaze for her age. With arrogance, Eduardo laughed. "How ridiculous! A child playing doctor? What kind of game is that?" "It's not a game," she answered calmly. "It's faith." "Faith?" Eduardo smirked. "Then let's test it. If you make me walk, I'll give you $1,000,000. Right here, right now." Suddenly, the bird in her hands began to move and flew away. Eduardo dismissed it as a trick. The girl smiled. "My name is Lena." Without hesitation, she walked up to him. "Get the money ready," she said. Lena placed her hand on his knee and closed her eyes. Silence. Then Eduardo felt something he hadn't felt in years. A tingling sensation. His eyes widened. His toes began to move inside his expensive shoes. The smile vanished. Fear took its place. Hours later, alone in his penthouse, Eduardo stood up. His legs trembled, but they worked. "It doesn't make sense," he kept repeating. That night, his neurologist confirmed the impossible. There was no medical explanation. The next day, Eduardo returned to the park, walking. Lena was sitting on the same bench reading an old book. "It was you, wasn't it?" he asked. "Did you come to pay?" She replied calmly. "I came to understand." "You won't understand," she said softly. "But now you can choose what to do with it." "I don't want the money," Lena continued. "I want you to help people." She hugged him and disappeared like an angel. Days later, Eduardo donated 70% of his fortune to build one of the largest foundations to help children and people in need. That day, he believed in miracles again. He believed in God's healing, because the true miracle isn't walking again. It's learning where to walk and choosing the path God prepared for you. If you believe God still performs miracles, share this message and tell me in the comments which part touched your heart the most.